All right, let's get to it. That's what's going on, Cowboy Nation. So is going to come to you very quickly. I'm going to come on this afternoon and talk with you a little more. But I just came across something very interesting. I'm going to piggyback off a little bit of what Emmett Smith said earlier. This is your boy, Roadstar Sports, making sense. Subscribe to the channel, like the content. Let's dive into it. Darren Woodson is on the DLL, and he's talking about culture, he's talking about the Cowboys. Well, once again, where they were years ago and what he sees now. Now, he's going to say something very, very pivotal as it relates to one Dak Prescott and the rest of the team. And this is what we're talking about in terms of buying into the process to be what it takes to be great in your prospective position, as well as to make your team to be the dominant force in football. Let's hear Darren Woodson right quick. Legend Darren Woodson, soon to be Hall of Famer, safety for the Dallas Cowboy, who played nickel most of his time in Dallas. But let's hear what Darren Woodson has to say. That's my boy, number 28.
This transitioning from that era to this current era, as a three-time Super Bowl champion, you're getting ready to come up on your 30th anniversary of since that last title in 1995.
30 years.
30 years. Cowboys have not sniffed the Super Bowl.
I would have never have thought, since we won that last one. If you would have said it's going to take you another 30 years, I'd have said, hey, you're out of your damn mind, right? Just because of the organization. Look, we're still talking about the number one franchise in sports, regardless. They haven't been there in 30 years, and we're still talking about the number one franchise in sports. And that this organization needs to get back there. But it doesn't start like it's not like it starts from going out and drafting guys or whatnot. It starts from up top. You got to make the right decisions up top, and then it bleeds down into the players, and then the players firmly believing in the culture and what the task is at hand. It doesn't change from business. I'm a business owner. It doesn't change from football to business. If you understand what the task is and what your role is within the organization, and then you have something to build on. And I think that's what we built on early on when I came in. You kind of knew who the guy was. It was Jimmy, hands down. So it was Jimmy, and Jimmy told everyone else. And it started with Troy, and he used to always say, it rolls downhill, right? Could you imagine when practice was...
So what he's talking about now is the order of command, the chain of command in football, where players now for the Dallas Cowboys can go past Jason Garrett. They can go past Mike McCarthy, and now with this new hire of Shoddy, Coach Shoddy. Now they can go past Shoddy and get to Jerry Jones and just talk to Jerry Jones about whatever. Where when Jimmy was there was a pecking order. There was a chain of command. It started with Jimmy, ended with Jimmy, and what was transferred down to Troy was transferred from Troy to the players. And then everybody got an order based on that. So now he's saying everything is out of whack and nobody really understands the actual chain of command to get things done, to understand the culture, to understand the system, to understand the vision of what we're trying to accomplish as players. I like that. I like that a lot. Keep on.
Wasn't going bad. It was going bad. Jimmy would rail at Troy, and guess who Troy would rail at? The rest of us, right? So that's how, but you understood what the mentality was, and I'm not sure if they're there right now. That's the problem. And I'm not, look, here's the thing. I'm not in that locker room.
But you're in that building.
No, I'm in the building. My business is in the building.
I'm gonna hold fast right quick. Now, one of the other analogies that he is talking about, that if you want to throw into there, is how Michael Parsons' podcast is all over the place. Okay? His podcast is all over the place. He's talking about how he's going to talk to Jerry about this and about that and about that and about this, as if he doesn't have a head coach. No, see, and it kind of reminds me of LeBron James. LeBron James is like the second coach on the Lakers coaching staff. LeBron James has that kind of level, that kind of authority. Wherever he's gone, he always had a say so. Well, he built up to that because of his mind. See, LeBron James have a hell of a mind. He has a mind on him. He sees it before it takes place. He sees the play before it takes place. He has that kind of mindset. He can articulate the play. He can articulate what's going to take place, what's going to happen before it happens. LeBron can do that. The Cowboys don't have any players like that, including Michael Parsons, that can do that. That can put themselves on the level of LeBron James to be able to go to the owner to voice his opinion about how the team should be ran. All right, let's hear what Darren Woodson has to say next.
I can say it, but I'm not in that. And I'll just throw it out there, man, because I see a lot of the guys out. I see Dak and I see some of the players, and I'm not in that locker room, man.
Right.
I kind of know what it takes.
Right.
And it takes a commitment that you cannot believe. It takes the same commitment that the dude that's playing in this for the third straight year, like his commitment, Mahomes' commitment to that organization and to those players, it takes that type of commitment. And when they see him play at the highest level and do the right things in the offseason and prepare and all, that's what it takes. And I'm not sure, what the Cowboys or how they look at it. I know this. I can look out the window. My office oversees the field. I see 4 out there all the damn time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Right.
Season ends, 2 weeks later, 4 is out there throwing.
Now look at this right here, man. This makes me smile when we have a lot of Dak Prescott haters out here that want to bash him. You just heard what Darren Woodson said. His office oversees the football field, the practice field, and he's in his business is able to see who's out there consistently giving up over efforts to be great, to be a leader, to lead by example. First person that he says out there is number 4. Number 4 is out there. So let that sink in as relates to some of the others saying that it's time for leadership and they want to assume the role of leadership. Listen, what you want to do and who you are is 2 different things. I want to be rich. I want to be a billionaire. But who I am is who I am. Not saying I won't be that one day, but at the end of the day, where I am who I am, and I have to walk in who I am. Dak Prescott is a leader, and he's leading by example, and he's not leading with his mouth, but he's leading by action. That's the beautiful thing. I can build on that.
Throwing balls.
Right.
Like, I know he's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody else have it?
Right.
And that's the thing. You can't. There's an off-season program. You know what the off-season program is?
Mm-hmm.
It's called voluntary mandatory. You show your ass up. If you want to win, you show up. And I don't know if everyone's showing up.
Well, you talk about that trickle-down effect with Dak Prescott, obviously being one guy that's proponent of it, but how much more would you need?
I don't know what just happened, but it's okay. Here's the thing. Darren has brought up a very interesting piece.
Hey!
Hold on a second. He's brought up a very interesting piece as relates to who has it, who wants it.
All right, welcome back to the...
And he said that Dak Prescott wants it. But now he doesn't know if everybody else has the intangibles, have the mindset, the wherewithal the natural born leadership qualities, and we're talking about the Michael Jordans, and we see these in the Magic Johnsons, and the LeBron James, the Emmitt Smiths, the Walter Paytons, the Roger Craigs, the what's my man up there in Philly, the Franco Harrises of the world. We even see that here with a guy over who just got signed with the Ravens, the running back over there. You know what I'm talking about. I'm bad with names. But nonetheless, we see that, those work ethics that want to be great, that makes you want to be great, that makes you have the zeal and the tenacity to want to push beyond natural limits into an area or a place where few dare to go. This is what Darren Woodson is talking about. That's what he's talking about. He sees it in Dak Prescott. I want to see it in another person. Now, Overshown talks about it. Overshown talks it. Now, Overshown play on a football field has been super transcending. It has been great, but I want to see him be in control a little more. Or the wild tackles, the diving. I want to see him tackled a little more under control. That you can help control, and reduce some of the injuries that you face. Injuries happen in football all the time. They happen all the time in football. You cannot prevent it from happening, but you can prevent some things from taking place by how you play under control. Just like I was watching the Lakers game last night, and I saw them when they was playing against the Golden State Warriors. And what I saw was sloppy ball play. I saw a lot of times that Austin Reeves and a couple of other guys were just playing out of control. And a result of it made the game more hard than it had to be based on the misses that they contributed to. Now, they made up on the back end because of their overall preparation in making their free throw shots to ultimately put them in a position in the driver's seat to win the game. But you made the game more difficult than you have to if you just play under control. They were out of sync and playing out of control. This is the same thing that we're seeing with Overshown and a whole lot of other players. If you begin to hone into your craft and begin to play under control, the sky's the limit for this football team. And you got to be able to be disciplined to the point that you are putting in the work on the off season, and even during times that people would not even look for you to be working in. They want to see you out there working, want to see you out there grinding, they want to see you out there putting the plow to the mill. That's what Darren Woodson is talking about. We talking Cowboys today. How about them Cowboys? How about them boys? Darren Woodson talking some good stuff, man. He talking some good stuff. That boy talking. Darren Woodson talking some good stuff, man. So let's take a look and see what else he got to say before we close out.
That they have as far as player acquisitions that they can go out and get.
What's your opinion on Shoddy replacing Mike McCarthy? Offensive coordinator did not call plays. Nobody else was looking to make him head coach. Nobody else was looking to make him the offensive coordinator. But yet he's the Cowboys head coach.
You know what, man? It's like you I made this comparison to my wife earlier. She was talking about, like politically, you have presidents that come in, and when the president comes in, I don't care who it is. Right. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Obama. I'm going to support whoever the president.
Right.
Regardless.
Right.
I may not like who's in there, but he's going to get 100% of my respect. Right. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to be a better American for him, right? And it's the same thing with Shoddy right now. Look, was he my choice? No. Mm-hmm. But they felt like they didn't want a ton of turnaround. Right. They wanted to keep it simple, stupid, making sure that Dak and the rest of the offense stays on point and on tack, and they're not turning it around like they did the defense last year. Right. It took them 12 weeks to get some semblance of, and they had a ton of injuries as well. I mean, to boot. But they want to stay the course, and they feel like Shoddy's going to keep them intact. I'm okay. I'm gonna ride with it. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna ride with it, and we're gonna find out real soon if he's the guy.
So you got a whole lot of people want to talk about Shotty being the head coach, who could have been, Dion could have been. Even I was pulling for Dion. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Deep down in my side of sides, I knew that Jerry Jones wasn't going to select Dion. I knew that he was going to select in-house. And now I did get the selection wrong in terms of who he was going to choose in-house. I thought that he was going to choose Mike Zimmer if he got rid of Mike McCarthy, much like he did with Dan Quinn. So the only reason why he didn't go with Mike Zimmer was because Mike Zimmer's defense wasn't proven enough for him to make that decision to say he gonna dupe Mike over Shotty. Shotty convince him with his prowess in the meeting rooms with Mike McCarthy when he overrid him on certain aspects of philosophy, and that was enough multiple times to give Jerry the wherewithal to say, you know what, I think we have something in house. But overall, I knew that they was going to choose somebody in house to be the head coach. I was either pulling for, I know it's crazy, but I was either pulling for Mike Zimmer or Al Harris to be the head coach. But nonetheless, like he said, we got to rock and roll with what we have, and we got Shotty. And hey man, I like what he said, and I say the same thing. We just have to see how it plays out. We see how things go. And hey man, it is what it is. We still them Cowboys, and I'm coming back on a little later on. See how things go. And hey man, it's a little dicey, but at the end of the day, man, there's nothing we can do about it. But we still them Cowboys. How about them boys? Peace.